welcome back to another vlog with the big bro today, doing some chest. I think for this one, I'm going to focus more on the chest specifically rather than a typical kind of push day with overhead pressing and stuff like that, because I recently did shoulders and my front delt is a bit blasted, so I'm not sure whether to do dumbbells or barbell incline. You've been doing barbell, haven't you?
Yeah,
so
barbell.
maybe I'll bring that back into the routine, because it did used to be my favourite movement, and I've been doing dumbbells for a while now, sort of working up the weights in those. But Ollie's brought back the dumbbell and brought back the barbell into my periphery, so I don't know, maybe I'll alternate them. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see what I fancy doing today. So it should be a good one. Got the pre in the system. Morning workout. Should be good fun. I'm pretty stuffed this morning. I don't mind being full for weightlifting. If it's any other activity like cardio or something, that's like terrible. I can't eat. I can't eat within like 2 hours of cardio. But weightlifting,
You can eat before.
you can just have a mega meal right before if you want. Get away with it.
Might do a deload week at some point.
Okay.
I don't know, I've been going probably for the last 5 months without a week. Without a deload week.
Cool. Why do you feel that you need one?
I don't know, you get to that point where everything just feels tired.
Tight or tired?
Everything just feels like now tired, like fatigued.
Yeah. Don't feel like fresh.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time, mate. See how you get on in terms of strength today. See if you're able to progress from last session. If not, maybe it's time. I haven't taken a deload in a while either. Because if your recovery's on point and it's very, very consistent, you really don't need to take that many deloads.
Well, that's why I haven't had one in 5 months.
Yeah. If you got your sleep right and you're eating a ton of protein to rebuild the tissue that you've broken down, because that's where the aches come from a lot of the time, you recover a lot more quickly. I'll just go. And my meals these days are based a lot more around productivity rather than optimizing muscle growth. I would never eat a mega meal for lunch now that I normally would at dinner. Like big carby meal, because despite that being the meal after my workout, it would be more optimal to get it in then, but I would just fall asleep and get nothing done.
I don't think it's so much as falling asleep. Like you wouldn't fall asleep, you just feel so slow and lazy.
Digestion impairs your focus.
Let's go for a walk straight after.
That certainly
That's what I
helps.
usually do.
I like being a little bit hungry. I've tested it a few times. It's like when I have the meal, I do slow down after it quite a lot. So I like to keep that window quite large between meals.
How late do you have your last meal?
Well, look, sometimes it varies, right? It depends what's been cooked, but I try and have it no later than around 6-ish.
It's that Brian Johnson, guy who's trying to optimise his life.
Okay, yeah. What did he say?
He doesn't eat past 12, I don't think.
As in midday?
He has both more meals before that.
Really?
Otherwise it impairs your sleep.
Yeah, I certainly find that if I eat... I'm going to go on. I certainly find that if I eat late, I'm a bit uncomfortable. You can feel the food sitting there and it's not so nice. So that's pretty extreme though, isn't it?
He's just trying to optimise everything before he can do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what he's found for the best.
Okay, start with some incline barbell press with no bar. Drive it, yeah, man. Good. Drive it again. Come on, come on.
That's it.
Droppy.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
That's it.
So typically for chest, it's incline dominant, focusing on that upper chest. So it's always an incline pressing movement to start with, then a flat pressing movement, and then I go into an incline fly. That'll probably be cables. If they're taken, I'll try one of the hammer strength machines to do kind of like an incline press, but it's more isolated, right, than like a barbell or dumbbell because it doesn't require the stability. So I almost see it as a fly in that I'm really able to focus on the contraction. So it's a pressing movement, but because it's so isolated, to me it might as well be a fly. It's a similar kind of movement, right? One thing I do for my pressing movements, I learnt this from Jeremy Ethia. Basically, on the way down, just think about flying. So think about opening your chest out and then squeezing it as the top as you're pressing upwards. And then once I started doing that, I could engage my chest a whole lot more. It was a game changer for me. And I noticed bodybuilders like C-Bum and stuff training this way as well. When they're doing their pressing movements, they're almost flying it, but in a pressing motion. So if you're struggling to engage your chest, that could be something worth trying. On your pressing, think of yourself as flying. So on the way down, think about opening the chest out and stretching it, and then on the way up, shortening the muscles there and squeezing it. Something to consider.
Go too low. Go too low. You want to keep tension on your chest. Up it. Up. Arms outstretched. Up. Up.
Zoom out.
Pull it through.
Zoom out.
When you get to the point when you think you can't push your chest up, push it up. That's it. Stand up.
Yeah. Lean into it. And it's naturally gonna let your elbows come forward. See the delt working right there. See it engaged at the top, poking out. That's his side delt. That was about 50 reps. Good job. Just finish it off. You head in as well?
Yeah.
Cool.
This side, right?
Yeah. Going from Luton, midday.
You find it.
EasyJet.
That's right.
I was looking at Wiz, but
Man, that's what I was going to say. Like, I've done Wiz enough times, but I'm never doing Wiz again.
thank you. How much do you think this weighs?
It's 70. Say on it?
Or 80.
If you add the water, it's 2.5.
Right, chest day wrapped up. Yeah, I think chest has always been a bit of a stubborn muscle for me. So I've been working on it a lot the past year and a half or so. I think with chest for so long, I was concerned about just weight, how much I could bench. And I was just pushing the bar up without considering engaging my chest. That was my problem for so long. I've got a photo of me, Ollie, when I first hit 100 kilo bench. And my chest is like tiny.
Yeah.
My chest is just like, it hasn't grown at all, but it was my triceps and front delts were just like fucking overdeveloped. And my chest was so small, but I'd bench 100 kilos and I was just so focused on getting the weight up without actually contracting the chest. It's probably quite a common thing, isn't it? When you start out, especially when you're with your mates and you're just always competing on bench. But I dropped a little tip earlier on in the video when I was doing my flat dumbbell press, and you can chime in on this, Ollie, because you've got a pretty good chest. But you know Jeremy Ethia?
No.
Built with science. He's like, do you know Jeff Nippard?
Yeah, I think that's guy.
Yeah, so no. Jeff Nippard is like a science-based guy. You know, you got the bodybuilder guy and science-based. Yeah, so Jeremy Ethia is another science-based guy. He's got like maybe 5 or 6 million subscribers on YouTube. He's one of the big ones. And he basically says, on your pressing movements, all your big pressing movements, imagine it's a fly. So as you're coming down, think about opening the chest out. And then as you're pressing up, despite holding a barbell, for instance, still imagine, you know, driving your elbows together and squeezing the chest at the top. And when I watched that, it was a bit of a game changer for me. It was when I actually started incorporating some mind-muscle connection on my chest days, rather than just pumping numbers on bench, you know? What are your best tips for engaging chest?
I think, well, for back day, a lot of people, like, just put chest aside for a second, there's a big focus on like slow and controlled, feeding every muscle.
Yeah.
But then you say like chest is neglected in that sense, just like you just hit chest, one big muscle chest. So I think doing movements, again, there's been so many times where I've worked the weight up a lot and then realised that I'm not actually engaging my chest.
Right.
So there's quite a few times I've just reset it. So gone back to like a really low weight, probably 3 or 4 times over the last sort of 5-6 years of lifting. I've just reset my technique. So just stripped everything back, stripped the weight down, and just focus on really getting the squeeze. And you feel a lot weaker at first. You feel like a bit emasculated because you're going from, I don't know, bench like repping like 90, 100 to repping 60 again. But if you do it slower, you can make the weight feel a lot heavier. So it's like, say you drop back down to 60, you just slow the weight down, make it feel as heavy as you can, and you can do like a really good workout. I've had some great workouts, you know, in lockdown where you just have a bench, just got 40, 50 kilos on it, and you just like spam presses. You still get a really good workout from it, as opposed to going heavy.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think you mentioned tempo there. That was the big thing for me. When my chest started growing, it was from slowing down the eccentric. The eccentric's a lowering motion as the bar is going towards your chest. And it wasn't like a high rep, low weight approach or a low weight, high rep approach. It was simply, I was going pretty heavy. I was keeping the reps low because that's what I wanted to do. But I was just focusing on keeping that eccentric nice and slow, slowing down the tempo. And it gives your brain time to compute what you're actually doing and, you know, send the signals to the chest that the chest is needed here, rather than just being in like almost fight or flight mode. I got a shit ton of weight here that I need to lower and press up. Let me just use whatever I have possible, right? But when you slow it down, it actually allows your brain time to get that mind-muscle connection and contract the chest. So I think tempo, when you're slowing your tempo down, you'll see some really, really good chest growth. But yeah, that's the end of the vlog. That was chest day with Ollie, and we will catch you guys soon.